going on YouTube? My name is DJ SKD, and I'm really excited about my brand new mixer. Just came in today. I had to actually chase the UPS guy down. I didn't answer the door fast enough. Anyways, this is the Rane 62. I've been waiting this thing for a long time now. I don't know if you guys subscribed to my channel or not, but I did a video a little while back. It was NS7 versus turntables. And pretty much you hear me bitch about the Rane 57 and all the things that it can't do. And Rane pretty much answered all of my bitching with this very, very awesome 62. Pretty much in this video I'm going to talk about features. I'm not going to go real in depth. I'm just going to kind of talk about different things here and there, and kind of how the mixer works as far as all the buttons and things on it, and how I use it and mix stuff like that. There's a lot of videos out there of people using this. This has been around for about a year now. I was being procrastinating. I should have picked this up a while ago. So anyways, hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'm going to dive right into this right now. So here it is, the Rane 62. Pretty much I'm going to try to break this down into sections and take you guys over features and things like that. Again, I'm not going to go too in depth, but enough to hopefully give you guys the idea. We'll start out right here in this really noticeable bank of buttons. Before on the 57, it used to be just little tiny buttons that weren't labeled. It was B1, 2, all the way I think through whatever it was, 8 maybe. Now you have a dedicated Q, and if you hit this button, sample bank. It's awesome. So pretty much you can distinguish between two modes. When it's yellow, rather, you're in Q mode, and you have 5 Qs for each side. So Q1, 2, 4, stuff like that. If you want to get into sample mode, hit it again. And you're in sample mode. While we're here in samples, Rane did a great thing. They tied the sample to an auxiliary channel. This thing's awesome. Now this is a dedicated channel for strictly auxiliaries, so you can adjust your samples as they come in. DJ SKD. Not only did they add a level for your samples, they have a dedicated filter. DJ SKD. And they took it one further and added a flex effects route right to it. Instead of flexing to the mic, I think it was before, which flexed effects to everything. Now you have flex effects on just your auxiliary alone. So you can turn that on, and let's go into here and turn on some robotness and do it again. DJ SKD. How cool is that? So, anyways, that's pretty much the sample and Q area. Moving on over here, I'm going to step up to the looping, which is for deck A, deck B. The looping is what it should have been a long time ago. Before, again, you had to deal with banks and B1 and all this jog stick nonsense. Finally, they have it as pretty much a standard DJ controller is set up. You can put it in manual mode, and by manual mode, you can loop in or out. So pretty much I can grab a beat here. I'm on the in, loop out. That's pretty much a manual loop. You guys know what that is. Or you can do auto loops. Now, basically, an auto loop, it will do without having to do an in or out. It'll recognize the beats per minute, and not only that, you can trim it and release it. That's looping, and again, that's for each side. It's really easy to look at. Pretty much you can see the orange over here, you're in auto mode. When it's green, I don't know if you guys can see the colors, but when you're in green, you're in manual mode, which is great. So you can also set up loops to remember, so you can go back and delete or add or call upon a loop that you've already created before. which is good. Like sometimes they'll save acapella loops. Now I can do it from here instead of scrolling through my loop bank within Serato, which is really, really cool. All right, moving on. I'm going to move up to the equalizer section of the board. Now you still have your typical 3-band EQ, bass, mid, and highs. But Rane finally added a filter, a dedicated filter, high-low filter, so you can actually. Now that filter is on at all times. It's on cue. You don't have to have flex routed to it. You don't have to have filter selected here. That filter's on cue, ready to go, which is good because I use that very often. Basically, when I'm mixing, especially if I'm doing house electro stuff, you always want to be able to call upon that filter and do some nice transitions, things like that. That's a big ups that Rane did, and I love that. While I'm talking about filter and effects, now you have flex effects buttons right here and here, basically as before. So you can actually pick a filter, or I'm sorry, pick an effect. All your effects are right down below. So you can do an echo, turn it on, and you can hear the echo coming out. Again, post fader effects built in. This is what I've been bitching about forever. Pretty much all the stuff before, like if you were trying to use a Serato effect, you could not do that post fader. So this is all post fader effects. So you can see here I have an echo on. If I pull that fader down, the echo keeps going. That's some cool stuff. It works with everything, reverb, things like that. So that is flex effects, and these are all assignable to anything where you see a little blue button that says that flex effects. You can add it to it. So again, your samples or your mic, things like that. So the effects are awesome. Finally, they're right where they need to be. All right, so moving on, a lot of DJs and people are pretty excited about this. You probably can't see from that angle over there, but pretty much in the back here there are 2 USB inputs. Now they're labeled A and B. So basically how it works is, say you have 2 DJs, and I have my laptop here, a laptop over here. He can plug in while I'm mixing a track. I wish I had another laptop to show you this. And then all he has to do is switch this little selector to B. You can see that these lights just turned off, and if you look at my Serato, it actually says in use. Now he can actually plug in, drop a track on his right deck, and start mixing his Serato, which is awesome because there's been a ton of times where I've either been, we want to do a party, we have a couple of DJs, the guys I DJ with, and transitioning was always a pain. You had to unplug. Somebody either had to be on the mic, kind of giving the crowd a little runaround, or you had to have an iPod, a CD, or a vinyl. So this is ideal for having 2 DJs at one party. All you need is 1 mixer, 2 turntables. I'm sorry, 162, 2 turntables, and you're ready to rock with that. Speaking of these channel inputs section, you can actually still put on a regular vinyl and put it into through and play a regular vinyl just like we did before on the 57. So next thing I'm going to talk about is all the inputs and outputs. This is awesome, especially for me and the videos I make for you guys. Pretty much you have a booth output, which currently is connected to my sound system in here, so I can actually listen to what I'm doing. Session out, that's pretty much an auxiliary out, and the nice thing about that, I'm going to use this to tap into my QuickTime, which is tapped into this camera up here, and I'll be able to control my session out, my mixing out separately, so I can monitor the VUs and make sure I'm not distorting my mix. And session in, you could have an auxiliary in, or iPod, whatever you need to do, you can do it that way. And then you have your main mix out, which would go to a house system if you were at a club or something like that. So that's the all the auxiliary in and outputs right here. Alright, so that is pretty much the Rane 62 in a nutshell. Again, I barely tapped in all the effects and little tricks that this thing can do. I am going to make a little mix right now, probably just a little scratch section just to show you guys some of the effects, some of the filters, things like that. So overall, this mixer is exactly what I've been waiting for. It's simple enough for any DJ with a little know-how and familiarity with a 57 could come and jump on this and have no problems. Everything it does exactly that it says it does, which is ideal. This is the mixer that it should have been in the beginning. So definitely big ups to Rane, and I'm going to be getting a lot of use out of this mixer. You guys are going to see a lot of this in my next videos. So enjoy, subscribe, and I'm going to get to scratching for you guys.
Alongside the girl, near the shot. Me and my soldier, them here to stay. We're here to stay. You can't move my army, no, no, no way. Hey, hey.